And then we had a strategy session for the establishment of a biofuel industry here in the UAE. And then I just participated in the panel that talked about aviation biofuels, which are to become a very big part of the economy here in the UAE. The biofuel industry in the UAE is just starting out. Some of the work we are doing is a precursor to being able to produce biofuels. So all biofuels come from biomass. And so the work that we're doing through the Sustainable Bioenergy Research Consortium is looking at ways of producing sustainable feedstocks or biomass so that we can take this biomass and convert it into a fuel that can be used by the transportation sector and specifically in this case by the aviation industry. Today we have what I would call seed capital to do this. The Sustainable Bioenergy Research Consortium was established by the Masdar Institute of Science and Technology together with 3 founding partners. The founding partners are Etihad Airways, the national airline of the UAE, the Boeing company, which is the largest aircraft manufacturer in the world, and a company called United Oil Products, or UOP, which is a Honeywell company. They're a refining technology company. A year later, a French industrial conglomerate called Safran joined the SBRC as an additional member. And so these 5 companies or these 5 organizations are spearheading the research into what we call halophyte agriculture. Halophytes are plants that are able to grow with salt water. 97% of the world's water is salt water. Of the 3% that is fresh water, 2/3 of it is frozen. And so most of the bioenergy research that is being done worldwide is focused on the freshwater component and the use of arable land, which is where biomass grows. We're focused on the 97% side of things, which is the use of ocean water to grow biomass in order to be able to produce some form of bioenergy. Part of the 2030 vision for Abu Dhabi and for the UAE is to be a knowledge-based economy. And so there's a very big interest in being able to generate the knowledge here and have that knowledge generate innovation and generate technology. And so what we are doing is we're investing with our partners to be able to develop the technologies and the innovations that are going to be a very big part of the market in the future. So the UAE and Abu Dhabi in particular will become a center of knowledge, such as this region of the world was many centuries ago. A lot of the knowledge that the world has emanated from this region of the world, and so part of the idea is to come back to that and be able to create this knowledge here and to be able to use that knowledge for the betterment of humanity worldwide. Well, I think that the UAE has a great vision. They are very, the leadership of this country is very clear in what they want to do, and they focus their efforts and their resources in pursuing the projects that they believe are going to be successful. And so in this particular case, the space for generating biomass using salt water and using arid land is pretty much uncharted territory. Nobody has really gone after that particular space. There's billions of dollars being invested in the United States of America, for example, in bioenergy research by the Department of Energy. But that research is actually focused on using fresh water and arable land. And so what happens is that the UAE is focusing on what would in many places be considered problems or constraints. Here we consider them strengths. We are in a place that is surrounded by seawater. The only water that is here is seawater. And we are in a place that we're surrounded by desert. It's an arid region. And so those, for us, become our strengths, become our differentiators, become the way we go and chart that territory. We're going to be generating significant quantities of intellectual property And that intellectual property will become patents, and those patents will become commercial technologies that are going to be developed worldwide. 20% of the world's landmass is a desert or an arid region, and as I said, 97% of the world's water is salt water. So, I mean, for us, there's no arguing with those numbers. There's no arguing with that equation. It's pretty clear that if we invest the right amount of resources in generating that knowledge has the capacity to, basically change the way we think about things in terms of the biomass space. I see the UAE still leading the way, of course, in this specific area, because this is where a lot of the things are going to be developed, leading the region for sure, but starting to move out into other parts of the world. Expanding these, the UAE has many projects where they participate and they bring technology. For example, Masdar participates with solar technology, with wind technology, bringing these technologies to parts of the world, for example, Africa, that many times don't have access to other types of energy. I think that the summit is very well organized. I think that it has a lot of very good speakers, very good level speakers, people that are really able to, change policies and affect policies in a positive way. And so I think that that's a very key component for any event. When you have an event of that magnitude, you get the right type of mixture and the right type of people to start thinking in the right ways. And I think that in our case, particularly for the biofuel industry, for aviation, this has been a very good showcase.